Hi everyone, welcome back to my commerce class. Today I have taken a problem related to consignment accounting. So in the previous video, I given the details about the consignment, the meaning, the details of commission paid and the format of consignment account. So once you go through the previous video to understand it in a better way. Okay, so today I have taken a problem related to the consignment where the consignor is going to transfer the goods to Gupta traders for consignment purpose. Let's see the problem. On for July 1st, 2024, XYZ company consigned 500 cases of goods costing rupees 150 each to Gupta traders. Okay, your XYZ company becomes the consignor and Gupta traders becomes the consignee. Okay, the consignor, the XYZ company, has paid 2,500 for freight charges and rupees 1,000 for loading charges and rupees 1,200 for insurance. And on 1st August 2024, the consignee means Gupta traders, paid 1,800 for clearing charges and rupees 2,650 for warehousing and selling expenses. And the consignee also remitted the bank draft of rupees 15,000 in advance to the consignor, that's XY company. On August 15th, the consignee sold 275 cases at rupees 200 each. Okay, how many cases received? 500 cases received at rupees 150 each. Out of that, 275 cases sold at rupees 200 each. Okay, and he is entitled to get a 5% commission for this sales. It was found that 50 cases lost in transit. Okay, so we'll treat this as an abnormal loss. We have to prepare the consignment account. Okay, so look at the problem here. A XYZ company has transferred the goods. How many cases? 500 cases. But we have sold only 275 and there was a loss in the transit also. So that means there will be closing stock. What is the value of closing stock that we have to find out? And here the total commission is only 5% that we can directly calculate it on the total sales. But before that, to work out the consignment account, we have to find out the value of closing stock because all the goods not sold in this case and there is an abnormal loss in the transit also. So for that sake, we have to find the value of loss and also the closing stock at the end of the consignment period. Okay, let us see this one. Goods sent on consignment at rupees 150 each. That's a 500 into 150. It becomes 75,000. For that, we have to add non-recurring expenses, not the regular routine expenses or the rent paid, salary paid, office regular expenses, advertisement, all these regular expenses what you are going to incur, that is not to be considered. Only the expenses which are spent for this consignment purpose, like freight charges, loading, insurance, what you have paid for this consignment, that is to be considered. That's what we call non-recurring expenses. The total is 4,700. That adds the cost of the stock, so that is to be added. Likewise, we have to subtract the abnormal loss what happened in the transit. 50 cases loss. What is the value of 50 case? For 500 it is 79,700. And what will be the value for 50? That's how we have calculated here. 79,700 divided by 500 and multiplied by 50. So that means we are going to find the cost of each case and that will be multiplied by 50. So that we'll get the value of 50 cases, that is 7,970, which has been lost in transit. Okay, this is how we have to find it. And then we have to consider the cost incurred by the consignee also. Okay, so this is the cost of goods received by the consignee. So he has received out of 500, he has received only 450 cases, and the value of 450 cases is 71,730. For that, we'll add the non-recurring expenses of the consignee. Consignee also paid other expenses like warehousing and other charges, selling expenses, but they are the routine expenses we are not going to consider. We have to consider only expenses related to consignment, that is 1,800. What we call non-recurring expenses, clearing charges 1,800 only taken here. So that 450 cases what we have, the quantity, the value of that 450 cases becomes 73,530. Out of 450 cases, what is the sales done by the consignee? Sales made by consignee. Okay, that's a Gupta traders. They have sold 275 cases. So 275 cases sold at particular, what's the value of sales that they have done? They have sold at rupees 200. Okay, 200, but we are not going to consider the selling price here. We have to find the value of closing stock, so we'll consider only the quantity. So what is the quantity of stock left? Closing stock left is 175. The value of 175 becomes 28,595. This is how derived here. Okay, so the total value of 450 cases, 73,530. That's at 450. The value of 450 is 73,530. What will be the value of 175 cases? So that will get 28,595. This is the closing stock which is there at the consignee, which is to be considered while preparing the consignment account. Okay, I think it is clear. So that means before going to do consignment account, we have to find the value of closing stock, and if they are given different kinds of commission also, we have to do the workings. Here it is only 5%, the total normal commission and total sales that we can do directly in the consignment account. So let us work out the consignment account, which is to be done in the books of consignor. We are preparing consignment account in the books of consignor. So this is a format of consignment account, as usual ledger account, debit to credit, particular amount, so that we have to consider both the sides. Okay. So what are the items will be recorded in the consignment account? The first, on the debit side, we are going to consider 2 goods sent on consignment account. So the goods which is been sent to the Gupta traders, that is to be considered. So 500 into 150, 75,000. The expenses incurred by the consignor, Here we have to consider all the expenses, recurring, non-recurring, all the expenses what we are incurred to be considered here. Okay, so this is not the value of stock, this is the total expenses on consignment, so that we have to consider all the expenses. 2,500 plus 1,000 plus 1,200, total 4,700. And also the expenses of the consignee to be taken here. To Gupta's account, 1,800 plus 2,650. That says warehousing and selling expenses also be taken here. So total expenses becomes 4,450. And what is the commission to be given to the Gupta? That's a consignee 5%. Okay, it's given in the problem. 5% on total sales. 5% on total sales. So total sales, what is the sales done by the consignee by Gupta's account, consignee account, sales from the consignee, 275 at rupees 200. 275 at rupees 200. Total value becomes 55,000. And there is an abnormal loss, what we have derived here. This abnormal loss, the value 7,970. The loss to be taken here. Okay, 7,970. Okay. And the consignment stock, what we have calculated here, the stock at the end of the consignment, 28,575. That is also recorded here. Okay. And this is 5% commission is calculated under the total sales of 55,000. 55,000 into 5 divided by 100, so that you'll get 2750. Okay, now we have to find whether it is a profit or loss. So the total of debit and the total of credit to be done. So here we are getting credit side is greater than the debit side, and we are getting a difference of 4665. So that is the profit. Okay, profit to be transferred to profit and loss account. The profit to be transferred to profit and loss account. And when there is a loss, the loss will be transferred to profit and loss account. Okay, so this is how you are going to find the result of consignment business, what you have done. Okay, so consignment is a transfer of goods to the agents or the known local traders on commission basis. They are going to sell the goods at a commission, and that commission will be calculated on the total sales. Okay, this is a simple problem I have taken where we need to consider the expenses of consignor as well as the expenses of consignee, both to be taken into consideration. And this non-recurring expenses is taken only for the value of closing stock, and but all the expenses will be taken into consideration to find the result of consignment account. I hope that you are clear about the preparation of consignment account. If you have any doubt or if you have any other information you want to discuss here, kindly raise the comment. I'll work out few more problems in my coming video. Please do subscribe and share the video. Okay, and share it among your friends also. Okay, I'll see you in the coming video.